Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever wondered what truly separates the good from the great? Not just in sports, but, in life, in your career, even just handling daily challenges. We all kind of strive for something more, right? But what if the path to real peak performance, to that success we see, isn't quite what it looks like? Today, we're doing a deep dive into some surprising truths, really getting into the often unseen side of high performance, success, and maybe unexpectedly the role failure plays. Our mission here is to pull out some profound insights from the sources you shared, give you a shortcut, really, to being well informed about what it really takes.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here is how you get these really diverse voices, from top athletes, legendary ones, to just everyday people, and they all seem to land on a few core ideas. They show us that the road to mastery, well, it isn't always what it seems from the outside. It often demands some pretty unconventional thinking, different approaches.
Right, here's where it gets really interesting. What if I told you that to truly be the best, our sources suggest you have to lose?
It sounds backwards, doesn't it?
Totally. One source just lays it out there. I hate losing, but you gotta lose. I feel like every time I lose, I get better. So it's not about, winning every single point.
No, not at all.
It's about handling those losses. The sources say the best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it.
That's a powerful distinction.
Think about those early career losses, maybe any big setback you've faced. That feeling of this is the end. It's crushing and
Oh, yeah.
devastating.
But the insight here is realizing that, no matter what happens, the storm eventually ends. It does. And when the storm does end, you want to make sure that you're ready.
So it's less about avoiding the storm and more about weathering it and being prepared for what comes after.
Exactly. Preparing for the clear skies. Okay, so that raises a really important question then. How do successful people actually reinterpret failure? What's the mental shift? Our sources give us this pretty stark contrast. Successful people see opportunity in every failure. Normal people see failure in every opportunity.
Wow.
And it adds, both are right, only one gets rich. Now, rich here, I think, means more than just money, right? It's about richness of experience, growth.
Mindset wealth.
It's
Fundamental. What one person sees as a dead end, another sees as a detour with potential.
a launching pad almost.
Right. So it really hammers home that idea. If you aren't failing, maybe you aren't pushing hard enough. But it's more than just trying.
It's about learning from it, iterating.
Yes. You want to become a master at overcoming those hard moments, turning defeat into fuel. That, to me, that's the sign of a real champion. Okay, so let's pivot a bit. We often get hung up on outcomes, right? The final score, the promotion, the win you can see.
Totally outcome obsessed.
But our sources point toward something, well, maybe more powerful, what you can actually control. And surprisingly, it's not always the ball bouncing your way,
Right. You can't control everything externally.
Exactly. Sometimes things just don't go your way. That's life. But what is in your control? Your process? That means your work ethic, the discipline you bring every day, consistently, your attitude, the culture you build around you, how much you genuinely care.
That's huge. The caring part.
All that stuff is already in you. It just needs to be drawn out, activated.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about sports performance or something. This is about building this unbreakable internal foundation.
Yeah.
Our sources are really clear on this. Nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal.
So it's like building this inner fortress.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Immune to market shifts, competitors, setbacks. Because your strength isn't based on what's happening out there, but what you've built in here. It's ultimate self-reliance.
And a huge piece of that internal game, it seems, is preparation. Just good old-fashioned prep work.
Can't skip that step.
As one source says, just perfectly, failing to prepare was preparing to fail. Simple, but profound.
Timeless.
So when failure inevitably happens, the response isn't, quitting or blaming someone else.
No, that's the easy way out.
Instead, it's asking, okay, what one small step could I implement? What's one small change that makes it more likely that next time, in the same situation, I'll come out ahead?
It's constructive.
Yeah.
Actionable. Taking ownership.
Yeah, a really granular, active response. Okay, now, here's something maybe a bit tough to swallow. A challenging truth our sources bring up.
Okay.
Success, especially elite success, it's way, way harder than it looks from the outside. Infinitely harder.
We see the polished version.
Exactly. Everything looks smoother, easier, maybe even effortless. But if you actually see how the sausage is made,
Right. The messy reality.
you realize just how inefficient, how tough pretty much everything is. Even the lives of people we put on pedestals, Tiger Woods, Kobe, Jordan, there's a massive cost hidden behind the highlight reel.
It's really striking how our understanding of price and quality kind of breaks down here. We totally get that a nicer car costs more, right?
Of course.
Or a bigger house, higher price tag. But that logic seems to just evaporate when we talk about achieving big career goals or getting really healthy.
We forget there's a price tag there, too.
Exactly. It doesn't actually go away.
Okay.
The higher the success, the higher the cost. Elite performance demands this huge, well, a down payment of pain, as the sources put it.
Down payment of pain. Wow, that hits hard.
And it's not just a metaphor. It's a real psychological cost, physical, even existential. It's an investment.
And it's not just one payment, is it? The sources are clear. This cost, this pain, you pay it. Psychologically, physically, existentially, in your relationships, socially.
Everything.
Your self-esteem, your confidence, everything gets taxed. It's comprehensive. One source said, with very few exceptions, do I finish a biography and think to myself, I want that person's life.
That's telling.
Instead, it's more like, okay, I'm glad they existed, the world benefited, but that crazy success, it comes with a cost that very few people, myself included most of the time, are not willing to pay.
It's a serious reality check about the true sacrifice involved.
Definitely. So, okay, given all that intensity, that cost, how do the really great ones deal with fear? Because everyone feels fear.
Absolutely. It's universal.
Well, our sources give us two really fascinating but different approaches, different mindsets.
Okay, like what?
On one hand, you've got Michael Jordan. He's described as having this tyrannical self-belief, this rage fire always burning.
The ultimate competitor.
Right. He wouldn't even dream of losing. Any little slight from an opponent just threw fuel on that fire.
Okay, so that's one way. All drive, zero doubt allowed.
Then contrast that with Chris Bumstead, Mr. Olympia Classic Physique champ. He openly says he's scared of losing.
Really?
Yeah. Thinks about it all the time, scared of his opponent. But his thinking is, because he accepts that he might lose, he's faced that possibility. It actually gives him the potential to put it all on the line. Maybe more so than someone who hasn't even considered losing.
Wow, that's a really interesting contrast. So does that mean fear is always a motivator?
Yeah.
Or can it hold you back?
Good question.
Our sources seem to suggest it's both, It can be an engine. It motivates you, makes you work harder, definitely pushes you.
Right.
But there's a tipping point. If you let it paralyze you, or if you get complacent because of the fear, then yeah, it can hold you back.
So the trick is managing it, understanding when it helps and when it hurts.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Not letting it stop you from trying something you're not sure you can pull off.
And it's also crucial, isn't it, to remember the people you're competing against. Your opponents, they have self-doubt, too.
Oh, for sure. Everyone does.
Don't ever forget that. The real skill seems to be taking that negative feeling, that fear, and actively turning it into a positive. Channeling it?
And learning how to lose gracefully when it happens. That's tough.
Super tough, but essential. It's not about being fearless. It's about navigating fear. Okay, let's talk about obsession.
Ah, yes. The O word.
The absolute obsession that seems to fuel champions. It's beyond just hard work. It's this relentless, almost addictive thing. Like the sources say, you have to be obsessive, you have to be addicted, you have to be disciplined. It's that drive for like 120% effort.
It reminds me of Muhammad Ali's mindset.
Exactly. Suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion. He knew the brutal training wasn't killing him. It was forging him.
Yeah.
Making him stronger.
Yeah, and connecting that to motivation, it's interesting how many elite performers tap into the idea of an enemy.
An enemy.
Yeah. Alexander the Great famously said, I have met the enemy, it is I. And that internal enemy, the doubt, the laziness, that's huge.
Right. Battling yourself.
But our sources also talk about these, they call psycho-competitors.
Psycho-competitors. Okay.
People who are constantly looking for their next target. An external enemy. It's almost like life is boring if I don't have my next target.
So they actively create rivalry.
Sort of. By psycho-competitors, the sources mean people who aren't just driven, but they actively engineer these tough situations or perceived rivalries. Why? To unlock some deeper, almost primal level of performance in themselves.
Wow. That's intense. Not exactly friendly competition.
Not at all. Think about Ali or Mike Tyson. They weren't trying to make friends in the ring. They were on a mission. If you were in the way, you had to be overcome. Decisively.
And in the end, for people like that, success is kind of the ultimate revenge, isn't it?
How so?
Well, as you get better, bigger, stronger, those who doubted you or stood against you, they just kind of shrink into irrelevance.
Ah, I see.
As your voice gets louder, nobody can even hear them anymore. You don't just beat them on the scoreboard. You cast such a massive shadow that they disappear.
So it really boils down to sacrifice and relentless pursuit.
Absolutely. It truly comes down to what you are willing to sacrifice, how relentlessly you chase your vision. But ultimately, after all this talk about extreme dedication, high costs, enemies, our sources keep circling back to one critical thing.
What's that?
You. It all starts and ends with you.
Personal responsibility.
Totally. Your identity, your potential, where you're headed, it starts and ends with you. Every single day is a new chance based entirely on the choices you make.
Those small daily choices add up.
They shape who you see in the mirror. And there's more inside you. It doesn't matter if you're a stay-at-home parent, a lawyer, a doctor, an artist. There's more in you waiting. It changes how you think, move, behave. You have greatness within you. Just gotta let it out.
That's profoundly fascinating, that unwavering belief in your own capacity, even when the world's telling you no.
Right.
It's about cultivating that inner voice that just says yes to yourself.
Yeah.
You say, yes, I believe. You say, yes, I can do it. You say, yes, nothing can stop me.
That internal yes.
That conviction, that self-generated belief, that's the bedrock, isn't it? Everything else is built on top of that. It's where that unstoppable spirit comes from.
And that conviction, it leads to relentless commitment.
Right.
Showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, even when you're tired, feeling old, whatever.
Consistency.
My dad, who raised me, he always said, son, you might not be the best, but leave everything on the floor. Give 120%. It's about that effort.
That's powerful advice.
And yeah, fame and money might come with success, but he also taught me family. That's the most important thing, period.
Keeping perspective.
Exactly. The pursuit happens within your whole life. But that core commitment, giving your all, showing up, that doesn't waver. So after all this, what does this deep dive really mean for you listening right now, thinking about your own goals?
Yeah, how do you apply it?
We've kind of unpacked these uncomfortable truths, haven't we? That failure isn't the end, it's actually your best teacher.
A painful teacher sometimes.
Definitely painful. And that real greatness, it demands huge sacrifices, stuff people often don't see, and that ultimately your inner drive, your belief in yourself, that's your superpower.
Which brings us to a really critical question for you to think about.
Yeah.
In your own life, what pain are you actually willing to accept to get your version of success?
That's the core question.
And maybe more practically, what's one small step, just one thing you can do today to start embracing that discomfort, to draw out more of what's already inside you?
Because remember what the sources kept telling us, you have greatness within you. You do.
It's there.
So what are you waiting for? What if that feeling that I'm too tired feeling, what if it's just in your mind, a story you tell yourself?
A self-imposed limit.
Exactly. What limits have you put on yourself that might just be, well, imaginary, waiting for you to smash right through them?